Hey everyone, coming at you from the car on my lunchtime because today the news can't wait. You know that this is the channel you come to for all the breaking news in the world of GLP-1s. And we do the weekly podcast, which gives you the weekly dose. Even tomorrow night we have On the Pen Live. We do so much to keep you updated, but there's just too much news to get into today. So before I get into that news, would you hit that like, hit that bell, hit that sub? That bell notification will make sure that you get updates every time that I post here. You also want to jump over to onthepen.com and sign up for email alerts. The description for everything that I talk about will be linked below. So you'll want to make sure that you check out the description of the video also. I hope you're doing well today. There is just tons of news. So today, let's get right into it. The obstructive sleep apnea information dropped from Eli Lilly today, perhaps to offset some of the news I'll get to in just a moment as well. But the top line data from this study showed that there was a 63% reduction in breathing events, AHI, throughout the night for those who deal with obstructive sleep apnea. Now, there's two kinds of sleep apnea. There's obstructive, which is, there's an obstruction that causes you to not be able to breathe appropriately during the night. And then there's the central nervous system part where your body sort of forgets to breathe, right? This is for the obstructive sleep apnea indication. And the 63% reduction, I think, is well within where Eli Lilly was hoping to see it. And they will be submitting this information to the FDA in the hopes that we get a secondary indication for Zepbound. Now, here's the real news here. The expansion of the drug tirzepatide, which is available through Medicare only currently through Mounjaro. So you have to have type 2 diabetes to get access to tirzepatide if you are on Medicare. Conversely, if you are on another plan, right, through your employer, and you don't have obesity coverage, you won't be able to get Zepbound at any sort of discounted rate either, unless you're using the savings card, but still $550 a month is a ton. If this secondary indication is approved, the super exciting thing is you will see an expansion of access through the payers for people dealing with obstructive sleep apnea. So this is sort of a backdoor way to be able to hopefully get Zepbound if you are on Medicare or have a plan that does not cover weight loss medications and you are not diabetic. So this is really great news. If you fall into those camps, put me in the comments below, and I would love to hear your story. Secondly, with the dropping of this huge news, we saw also an update to the FDA shortage website. And now, through the end of June, you heard me right, through the end of June, everything but the starter doses of Mounjaro and Zepbound are in an FDA-declared shortage. Release the vials. I hesitate to say with certainty, but I'm very hopeful that after this earnings call on April 30th, we will have much better news to report to you on the vial standpoint. And I'm hoping that we'll hear that the vials are going to be released in either of Zepbound or Mounjaro or both, and that we can hopefully have a better prognosis on our ability to get the medications through the second half of 2024. The news is so negative when it comes to the availability of these medications for people who are on Zepbound or Mounjaro. So obviously, we'll be talking about ways to find the medication if you are looking for it. We have talked about those things in the past, but we'll be bringing you more and more on the topic in the days and weeks to come. But hopefully we hear some positive news on the Release the Vial campaign. On the topic of shortages, thank you to Madison Muller, who was feeding me all sorts of news on the Zepbound front today. If you check out the link in the description below, Eli Lilly launched a website today. This is the first place you'll hear this besides Bloomberg. So make sure you check out Madison's article from earlier today. Supply.lilly.com is a new website launched by Eli Lilly to help you stay on top of the medication. So if it's a little too complicated to go to the archaic FDA website and do your search for tirzepatide, all you have to do is go to supply.lilly.com, pull up your medication, and it'll tell you exactly what's been reported to the FDA, obviously today with the news that the Zepbound and Mounjaro doses are all in shortage except for you guessed it, the starter doses. So that's the news today. Just an incredible amount of stuff to cover. I wanted to get a video out on my lunch break here. So this is the update for today. The obstructive sleep apnea news, make sure you check out Madison's article. I believe she's updated that to include the support or supply.lilly.com website as well. Thank you to her for that information. Make sure you go give her article some love. And then the shortages, 2.5 milligrams, all you're going to be able to find consistently through the end of June, and that's for Zepbound and Mounjaro. If this information was helpful, I'm not saying it was great information, but if this information was helpful, especially if you're somebody struggling with sleep apnea, make sure you put a thumbs up in the comments. Can you give me just a thumbs up in the comments with the emoji? Let me know that you enjoyed this. Like it, save it, share it with somebody else who might find it interesting, and we'll catch you tomorrow on the Pen Live. And this is going to be a good one. I have my friend Kelly from TikTok's going to join me. She's recently started a YouTube channel, so you're going to want to check that out. Lots to cover. She's sort of a news geek too, like myself, so I'm excited to bring her on the show tomorrow. Check it out. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. We'll check you on the next one.